Big exciting news to start your evening on a Saturday night as the president pushes to get his stimulus bill done the way he wants it done, roping in Senate GOP leaders to get on point for a $2,000 stimulus check. This is incredible great news because ultimately he's the one who wants the stimulus check. You're the ones who want it as well. And the people who voted in favor of the bill before need to vote again. The question is whether they'll run ship or jump ship when he goes to $600 to $2,000. He thinks no. And that's why he brought in Lindsey Graham and other Senate GOP leaders to get it done. This is incredible great news. Meantime, what did Joe Biden say about the stimulus check today? And what is Nancy Pelosi going to do on Monday? And what about that government shutdown? It's all really good news, and in some cases, it's great news. I have all the details for you. I'm so glad you joined me on this special evening broadcast direct from Los Angeles on Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Evenings LA. Thank you for joining me at the tail end of our 24-hour programming block here every night on Evenings LALATE. We start at 1 a.m. and we go all the way to 7 o'clock at night on the West Coast with Purple Power Live coming up next after this channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe because there's no channel like this. There simply is not. 12 hours of shows a day, 24-hour programming, around-the-clock coverage, breaking news, exclusive reports, and more about everything that encompasses stimulus, your money, and getting you financially sound throughout this pandemic. I'm doing it around the clock and here to help you. So please subscribe. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll be going over the great news, which is the president's focus back on you. Focus on $2,000. Focus on getting this done. And focus on path to getting it from point A to point B. That's the most important point. You know, we don't want to do her way the highway. Just, you know, we've gone to the casino. It doesn't get this there. So Lloyd says hello as well. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that the president is doing exactly what he needs to do, which is get those people who are in the Senate who voted in favor of a $600 stimulus check bill to also vote for a $2,000 bill. It's so simple. That's all you got to do. And we have a law. We can go to bed and we, you know, does he sleep? I do sleep. And we can absolutely relax. All you have to do is ensure that the people who vote in favor of the $600 stimulus check bill, which is currently on Mar-a-Lago on the president's table, votes for the one when it's revised to $2,000 stimulus check. Now, you may be wondering, what about that foreign aid and that museum aid? Yeah, that was what the two of the three items that the president mentioned on Tuesday, and he wanted those things out, remember? Well, he hasn't mentioned them since. I don't know what his position is on them. Is that a deal breaker? Well, I figured this out for you even easier. If the president wants to give you a $2,000 stimulus check, are you going to say, no, I don't want a $2,000 stimulus check because there's a Kenya money that shouldn't be in there? Of course not. You're going to take the $2,000 stimulus check and say, you can do whatever you want with Kenya. So long as I get my $2,000 stimulus check, I'm good. And that's really where the president's focus is now. And that's where your focus should be as well. Hashtag stimulus check 2000 is the hashtag campaign of this channel. Hashtag stimulus check 2000, 2000. Get it out and get the message very loud and clear. The message from the president has been very loud and clear. He is not signing this current bill. It's a 5,000-page bill that's sitting on his table in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. He's not going to sign it. He's very, very clear. It has a $600 stimulus check in it. He's not going to agree to that. He wants a $2,000 stimulus check. So what is he going to do? Is he going to veto? Is he not going to veto? It doesn't at this point appear to be relevant what he's going to do. He's going to let the time pass. The federal government's going to shut down, and then the Democrats and the Republicans are going to rush in an amendment. Now, there is a slight little time frame to get this done, ironically. There's been conflicting reports of when the government shutdown is. First it said on Sunday, then it says on Monday, then it says it's Tuesday night. It looks by some accounts they could get this done by Monday. The great news is that this only takes a few hours. How do you do it? You get a piece of paper. You turn on Nancy Pelosi's computer. You look at Windows 95. You're like, do I still have Windows 95 steady? Yeah, you do, Nance. Okay, well, we're going to write something. And it only takes a few lines. You just change line $600 to line $2,000, and you press print. And you hope this time the congressional printers work, because last time they didn't work. You put it to a vote, and it passes the House in the morning. Then an hour or two later, it passes the Senate. And then an hour or two later, it's signed by the president. It takes just a few hours. The last stimulus check bill, remember that one? It was printed. It was 5,000 pages. This will only be a one-page amendment. It was 5,000 pages printed at 12 noon. The printers were delayed. Then they called it for a vote around the afternoon on the West Coast time. And then by the early evening, the Senate passed it. And by the nighttime, it was at the president's table. It's very quick. This is not rocket science. It's Nancy Pelosi involved. You just think it was rocket science. It's not. Okay, so that's all it takes. Now, I want you to be prepared for confusing words. We love confusing words, don't we? They go with the $12 ice cream. First, standalone amendment. Wait a second, should you do a standalone stimulus check bill? No, she's going to do a standalone amendment, which is just another way to say amendment. It's going to be a one-page bill on Monday, pass in the Senate, pass in the House, go to the Senate. Next, enrolled. The bill is enrolled. Why is this bill enrolled? It means that the bill has an extension of time for the government not to shut down. Third, what's a shutdown? Does a government shutdown mean I'm not getting money? No. And Joe Biden even issued a statement today to sort of scare people. It's just really not cool. Government shutdown means nothing for most of my viewers. If you are on SSI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, or anything like that, your check is not going to be delayed. This is not something that impacts you. A government shutdown that goes for months, which is not going to happen, this is days, is not an impact upon you whatsoever. The other thing that you need to understand is that PUA and PEUC will expire tomorrow. That impact coming up at the 10-minute mark in this video. Stay with me as well. Also, where's that $24 of SSI and SSDI? That's coming up at the 15-minute mark. Stay with that as well. All right, so what I want you to understand is that if they get this done on Monday, your stimulus check is not really that delayed. It wasn't supposed to go out this week. Remember, I've been telling you that for a couple days. And no stimulus check was going to go out in the holidays. It was going to go out after the holidays. And then you count 10 days thereafter. Well, next week is what? The 28th, 29th, at 10 days. Well, that's exactly when it was supposed to arrive. It was supposed to arrive the first week of January. So you're not delayed on the stimulus check. The deal provisions of the second stimulus package are so good. And the rest of them are so great. But the $600 stimulus check is not. It's horrible. It's abomination. So what did Joe Biden say today? He said the president should sign the bill for $600 stimulus check. Joe Biden issued a very long statement today and said it was an abdication of the president's role by not allowing you to have a $600 stimulus check. Excuse me? This type of language is a little bit worrisome. Someone saying the president's not doing his role as a president by fighting for a bigger stimulus check. Okay, those sort of words scare me because this is the man who's supposed to give you multiple stimulus checks in January and now says you're supposed to roll over and take a $600 stimulus check, and that's an abdication of your role as president to not sign a bill of a $600 stimulus check. Okay, I hope this doesn't continue because this is cheapo. This is El Cheapo. I call it El Cheapo, not cheapo, just El Cheapo. Joe Biden today issued a very long statement, said this is a down payment for January. Again, he is still not telling you what it's a down payment for. Give us some numbers, Joe. He's promising multiple stimulus checks next year, but 2 days ago he was asked how much. He said, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, okay. He wants you to take $600 as a down payment for something he's not telling you what's happened in January. That sounds really delicious, doesn't it? I can't digest it. So the good news is that the rest of the Democratic Party is not listening to him. Nancy Pelosi will be doing an amendment for a $2,000 stimulus check on Monday. She is not urging the president to sign this bill, Nancy Pelosi, nor is Chuck Schumer, nor is anyone in the Democratic Party except Joe Biden. The Congress on Monday will do a standalone stimulus check bill and to amend it from $600 to $2,000 and send it to the Senate. At that point, kicks in today's events. The president is working both sides of the aisle. He met with Lindsey Graham yesterday, and they talked extensively about the $2,000 stimulus check. And basically what the president's doing is working to figure out how many of those people in the Senate who are GOP, who voted in favor of the $600 stimulus bill, and there were a couple of them, there were a lot of them, will vote also in favor of $2,000. That's all you need. You don't need to win people who are never going to vote for you in the first place. You just need to keep the same people who voted last week, again, this coming week. So that when things land from the Senate, from the House back to the Senate for $2,000, they say yes, and we're done. It's that simple. And now at the 10-minute mark, as promised, let me get to your PEUC issues as well. And then the 15-minute mark, I'll go get to SSI and SSDI. Your PUA and PEUC will expire tomorrow. But what I've been telling viewers for a while is you're going to see fake narratives. They're going to say something happens tomorrow because of something that happened in Mar-a-Lago. It's just not true. Because Congress has been too slow in extending PEUC and PUA, you're not going to get your first week of benefits of January, second week of January on time. They're just not going to come on time. States have been warning this for ages. They said, when you do things, when you're talking about our state unemployment offices, don't wait till the last day to do something. You have to do it a month ahead of time because our computers are old and it takes time for us to make the changes to the computer, and then it takes time to send out money, and it also takes time for us to receive the money from the federal government. Well, they're not waiting to the last second. In fact, they're going past the last second. They're going, into next week. So your unemployment benefits for the first week of January, second week of January, maybe third week of January will be delayed. You will get them. They're not going to come on time. I need you to understand that if you are dependent upon that money, look to Purple Power and Purple, the two shows on this channel, to get state stimulus, because that money will offset the inability to get your unemployment assistance on time. And then PUC will kick in as well. So you will get a big chunk of change landing in your bank account a few weeks into January. It's just not going to come on time in January. Now, the good news is that states are doing extended weeks of benefits. Florida, Texas, Illinois, Hawaii have stepped forward and given extra weeks of benefits because they don't like what's going on with Congress. Is your state doing as well? To watch your state, because more states are going to be announced around the clock. More states are going to step up and do extra weeks of benefits. All right, now that, as promised, let me get to your SSI and SSDI. Your SSI and SSDI would come in February, but be passed in January, and get you 2 months in February, and then continue thereafter 1 month at a time. It's part of third stimulus check and third stimulus package, our new hit show every day on LALATE afternoons. Third stimulus check and third stimulus package, the Biden stimulus, is going to have a lot of things in there. It's going to have that. It's going to have multiple stimulus checks. It's going to have hazard pay. It's going to have FPUC retro at $600 a week. It's going to have EIDL grant, the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant, and more. So much stuff in January. But ultimately, the first thing coming now, if they get this done, is the stimulus check. The thing before the stimulus check is state stimulus, which is available everywhere and is covered on this channel at Purple and Purple Power Live. And then after that, the next things that will kick in maybe are SNAP, 15%, free rent, and things like that from second stimulus. There's a lot of good stuff in the second stimulus package. I want you to embrace it, but ultimately I want you to go on social media and tag everyone involved. Hashtag stimulus check 2000. Get the message out loud and clear. Tag McConnell, his communications director, his press secretary. Tag Biden, his transition team. Tag Harris. Tag Sanders. Tag Josh, Holly M.O., and his press team. And then tag the progressive Democrats in the House. Tag Pelosi. And then over McConnell, tag everyone involved with McConnell. Make sure he gets the message very loud and clear. Flood the Twitter with hashtag stimulus check 2000. Make it very loud and clear. You need to get this done next week and get it done and get it to a law. Ultimately, we'll see in the next 48 hours what's going on with that federal aid and that museum aid. That really is a deal breaker. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's sort of falling slowly apart. Thank goodness. Join me next on Purple Power Live. I'll be answering incredible questions about state stimulus. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay in LA for more.